Hey YouTube, welcome to Trevor's Vinyl World. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I want to talk about a film that is easily in my top 10 favorites of all time. Obviously my list fluctuates, but at the moment this is definitely a top 10 video of all time. It is called Into the Wild. It came out in 2007. I can't believe that this movie is almost 20 years old. So it came out 19 years ago. It is based off a story, off of something that happened in 1992 when Christopher McCandless in real life journeyed to go live out in the wilderness, into the wild in Alaska. And basically, John Krakauer wrote a story about Christopher McCandless, and then it was like a story for a paper, and it really resonated with him, this story. And when it was done, he wanted to find out more about Christopher McCandless, because it was like one of those stories where you just do like a small story. And he was fascinated with this kid, and basically he just wanted to, find out more. Well, he did, and then he ended up writing a book called Into the Wild, and it got some like success, but at the same time, I don't believe it was like maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe it was like a New York Times bestseller or anything like that. But basically, it ended up in bookstores and all that. It was published. And one day, Sean Penn, great Sean Penn, is in a bookstore, and he comes across this book by John Krakauer called Into the Wild. And he starts reading it, and he reads it all in one night, and he's totally like, holy crap, I got to make a movie out of this. And it took him quite a while to get permission from the parents of Christopher McCandless, the family, and but eventually Sean Penn did get permission from the family, and he made this great movie. And it's just the cinematography, the acting, it's great. It's just a really great movie. Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam does the soundtrack for it. It's so cool. And I really like how it bounces around, but in the end, it all makes sense. They show him, like 18 or 19 months before he goes to Alaska, working in like a corn mill. They show him at different stages before he makes the trek to Alaska. And there's always someone trying to like stop him from doing it or steer him in a different direction, because everybody thinks he's nuts. And like the guy that gives him the job is like, what the heck are you gonna do going to Alaska? There's a really cute girl that falls in love with him, and that would steer a lot of men from like, hey, I was gonna go to Alaska, but I ended up with this girl. There's an old man that wants to adopt him because they have a friendship. There's these hippies that pick him up hitchhiking, and the lady is like, does your mom know where you are? He becomes a little alienated from his parents because they've sort of lied to him about certain things. So he's not doing a good job of keeping in touch with them. That's one of the hard parts to watch in the film, is seeing how his mom and dad are sort of, their hearts are just kind of being torn. And but it's a very inspiring film. It makes you kind of question like what we're doing. What are you doing with your life? Are you happy? What, if anyone has like an adventurous spirit, they will love this movie. And it basically is about, I want to say Christopher McCandless did this in 1992, and he ended up being in Alaska for about 100 days. I'm not going to give away like the ending or anything. A lot of people probably already know what happens. But I don't want to spoil it too much. I just want to encourage people that have not watched Into the Wild. Again, 2007 film. It's great. I just really enjoy it. And I think whether you're into action, romance, drama, it's just one of those films that kind of anybody could watch this and be like, okay, this is pretty good. And and I've read the book. The book is great too. It's called the same thing, Into the Wild. And yeah, no, and the fact that like Eddie Vedder did the soundtrack, and it's not just like one song. It's like he did a whole bunch of songs for this, and he did a really wonderful job. And Alaska is just so beautiful. I mean, I think everybody, has somewhere that before they die, they would love to see it. And I think Christopher McCandless, it was like one of those things where I have to see Alaska, and he just wanted to, literally wake up and be living, just being there in that moment, not not wearing a watch and not paying bills. And we live in a civilization where a lot of stuff that we do, we just kind of have to do it. And it's sort of amazing to see like people that are just sort of like, nope, I'm not doing that. um I used to have a thing where I would watch these videos where people are doing van life, and I don't want to do van life. um but I could see where, like, 1 month out of the year you take like a road trip and you just drive and go to, maybe you make a list. And I think watching this movie sort of inspired me to maybe get back into doing that. uh but it's like, everyone just wants a little more freedom. And I think Christopher McCandless was one of those people that, you work a 9 to 5 job, and you start to question, does money really make you happy? And a lot of people work forever and never get a chance to, um, go enjoy nature and everything. So it's just a very interesting film. And yeah, no, it kind of reminded me of like, it's like the grown-up version of My Side of the Mountain, where this kid, I want to say it was in Canada, and he goes out and lives by himself, and he's able to like carve um into the side of this huge tree, and he like pretty much makes like a cave, and he lives inside this huge tree. And I remember, I think, reading that book in elementary, and I'm like, is this like the grown-up version of My Side of the Mountain? But anyways, I definitely recommend it. Again, it's called Into the Wild. And yeah, that's just what I wanted to bring up real quick. I'll probably make another video later today, something a little more music related. I've been kind of going back and forth lately between like a music video and a movie video, but we'll see what happens. I hope everyone is doing well. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and talk at you later. Thank you.